See, Daz, 5 years ago, there was a kid at this youth camp, and he was running so far from God that he didn't know what to do with himself. He was just there for a good time. But one night, he got up and he shared a fake testimony to try and convince everyone he was a Christian. But you called him out. You called him out of the crowd and you stood him up and said, bro, you're called to preach, but you're gonna know what you're preaching, so get into the word. And man, he wanted to punch you in the mouth, hey? He wasn't happy.
That God's called you to preach. But you got to know what you're preaching. So get stuck in the word of God.
But there was a seed, and it was a real seed, and it got so deep in his heart. Now, it took some time, and he went through his battles. But 3 years later, he started to really take up his cross and learn what it meant to be a Christian. He's finding himself in environments where he should be getting knifed for preaching the gospel. He's going to all these places and preaching so boldly, but he also really just wanted Jesus, and he wasn't going to let anything stop him. No matter how much persecution came his way, no matter what got in his way, he wanted Jesus, and nothing was going to stop him.
Because I know Jesus. I don't do drugs, I've never had sex, I don't drink, honestly, never had sex. Keep it in my pants until the first dance. Get the Lord's blessing before I start undressing. Come on. You guys, honestly, Jesus is king, bro.
You're looking at that kid, and it was 5 years ago that you called me out of that crowd, and you sowed that seed in my life, and it took a while for it to germinate. But this is the power of a seed. Yeah, so once I was at this rave in the bush, one guy walks past and goes, man, are you reading the Bible? I said, absolutely. Eventually I ran him through the gospel and decided he wanted to give his life to Christ. He looks at me and he says, Ethan, I want to get baptized. The whole time we were walking there, I was running through what baptism looked like. But we slipped into this pit. I asked him, do you believe in Jesus Christ?
I do.
Do you believe he died and rose for your sins?
I do
mate?
believe he died and rose for my sins.
Well then, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, baby!
You're baptized!
Now, I pulled him out of this mud, and this guy was covered head to toe in the most rank, thick mud you can imagine. But it's funny, because it was the cleanest he'd ever been. Then he goes back to that party, and he starts telling everyone about Jesus, about how he's a changed man. His friends don't want to bar it, they're like, stop playing games. But he was changed.
Well, bro, thank you so much. What a powerful story, and that has so encouraged me, and I hope that has encouraged you.